What's up, YouTube? LTH back at you with another video. So before I talk a little bit more about the Chiefs and Texans, in which they do meet tomorrow, I want to talk about, the previous game of what played a role in that game between the Dolphins and the Texans at home. In which the Texans won by a score of 20-12. And yes, I understand, could have scored more than what they did. But I got to say, what really played a role is the turnover differential, the special teams, and the defense. Of course, had 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery, and which was 4 turnovers. And of course, points off turnovers, which they got 10 points. Those are the 4 that played a big role in that game, which helped the Texans, the most in that game against the Dolphins. I know the Dolphins lost their players, Grant Dubas, head injury, and Jalen Waddle, a knee injury, but they were able to limit, Jalen Waddle, and along with their bigger playmaker in, Tyreek Hill when it mattered. The Dolphins screenplays were, kind of whooping the Texans' butt at times, which the Texans got to do a better job of, getting the stop on them screens, because that's what KC's going to end up doing tomorrow. But other than that, man, trick plays really do come in handy, even if it's only once in a while. But, man, Ogunbowale, thankfully he went down before that ball came out, because, man, had his elbow now hit the ground, Dolphins would have had that ball, which would have been huge. But, man, thankfully his elbow hit the ground before the ball came out, since I had a chance to watch the game, since I couldn't watch it Sunday due to work purposes and stuff. But I gotta say, it was a good defensive matchup between the Texans and Dolphins, and wasn't a lot of scoring in most of the game, honestly. I understand, I get it, but now I just thought I'd put a little extra 2 cents in, to what played a role in that game. Now on to the Chiefs and Texans, got what to watch for tomorrow, Danielle Hunter against Jawan Taylor, and how that Texans keep a close eye on how CJ Stroud's going to do against the blitz. And of course, how the Texans' interior O-line is going to fare against that Chiefs D-line, with Chris Jones in it. Because I got to say, that got that linebacker, and along with Chris Jones, that are actual game wreckers for sure, which can, and will make life hell for that interior O-line and Stroud. Hell, even for that Texans running game, which is why Stroud, gotta effectively read the blitzes, which will help him in a big way tomorrow. Not just Stroud, but the Texans offense as well. Gotta effectively open up holes in the running game, which can help. And of course, second half offense, gotta also keep an eye on that, because, still got improvements to make for sure. Now that they're in the second game of the 3-game gauntlet in 11 days, then they host Baltimore on Christmas Day. But the second half offense, that I got to watch for the show between Chiefs and Texans. And, red zone defense, got to be on the lookout for that too. Because, as good as that Texans defense has been this year, there have been times that they've been sucking in the red zone defense, So red zone defense got to definitely step up So that's another thing to watch for. On defense, got to watch for Travis Kelsey. I know he's getting up there in age, but he's still more reliable target for Patrick Mahomes, who's going to be playing tomorrow, in which I'm glad. Stroud versus Mahomes. And of course, gotta slow down, Marquise Brown, because he's pretty fast as heck. Had Rasheed Rice played, gotta figure out how to guard, gotta slow him down too. But, wishing Rasheed Rice a speedy recovery, because of his injury, season-ending injury. But, and of course, DeAndre Hopkins, a former Texan, got to neutralize him some too. Because Mahomes, he'll launch that football, looking to score on the big play. Just like KC's going to try to neutralize Stroud in the big plays and the deep balls. So, Texans secondary got to be on their A game once again. I get it, no Jalen Petrie once again, and no Aziz Al-Shaair. Though, I would like for Petrie to have played had he not got hurt. Because I figured he would have had a best chance of guarding, Travis Kelsey, but it is what it is, since I can see Jimmy Ward, likely guarding Travis Kelsey, trying to slow him down a notch on an effective basis, try to get into their heads a little bit, but gotta keep a close eye on that Chiefs D line, Amenahu, it's gonna, I know he went to UT for my Longhorns, but it's safe to say that he's been talking a little smack about how he felt about the Texans. So, he's gonna do everything and he can to, to try to, give his former team hell. So, Texans got to do, O-line gonna got to do something about that. Protect C.J. Stroud effectively. Stroud, back-to-back games without a pick. But like I said, it's got to play. I feel like the whole offense got to play mistake-free football. If it means avoiding giveaways. Because, I do understand that the Chiefs have another former Texan in Justin Reed, Charles Amenahu, and Hopkins. 3 former Texans on the Chiefs. Though the Texans have a former Chief in Tommy Townsend, who's been having a good year. In his first year with Houston, since he's been on the Chiefs, when he won Super Bowls there. But if it was one important thing that I wanted to keep an eye on the most is which team can score in the second half when it matters most. As far as insurance, which I still have my concerns for the Texans going into this, matchup. It's gonna be like who scores in the second half, and which defense can create more stops when it counts the most. Those are my 2 to keep a closer eye on. My top 2 things to keep an eye on. I named all the others on the O-line, how the O-line's going to match up against the Chiefs D-line and linebacking core, pass rush. And it's going to be how the Texans D-line fare against that Chiefs O-line. D-line got to handle their business, if they hope to, make Mahomes uncomfortable in that pocket. And I am aware, last time Mahomes played on a bad ankle, he ended up winning his second Super Bowl, against a team known as the Philadelphia Eagles, But yeah, I know I picked the Chiefs to win this game tomorrow, but I say it shall be a close. I can see this being a close game, and like I said, hope the Texans prove me wrong tomorrow. You know, if it means building even more momentum, you know, going into that upcoming Christmas matchup with Baltimore. And but yeah, I know Lamar Jackson's balling his ass off in 24. But until then, you know, all eyes on Kansas City. So noon tomorrow, and hey, let's go Texans, and let's see what happens. You know, to my next video, let's go Texans. I'm out.